Good evening. I'm Socrates Garrett, and we're broadcasting live from right here in Jackson, Mississippi, the heart of the Deep South, right here in the African-American-owned broadcasting studio. WeBelieveDigital.com, our own platform. And so it's critically important that in the African-American community, we control the narrative. I look forward to receiving opportunities and advertise your products for goods and services, and to move your brand along in this community. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. When We Believe Digital Podcast, go to Roku and download our app, and We Believe Global, with shows like this to bring articulate, intelligent conversations and dialogue to our platform. So I'm here to continue sounding the alarm. This is how the South is going to rise again. Welcome to Socrates Garrett Live. We're broadcasting live from right here in Jackson, Mississippi, in the heart of the deep, deep South. We're broadcasting live from an African-American-owned broadcasting studio where it's owned and operated by African-Americans. You know, Mississippi has traditionally given us some of the finest talent in the world. So this is just another example. And my guest today, we're going to talk about her triumphs over all of the challenges that faced her as a female contractor in the state of Mississippi. And we're going to talk about some other more exciting things. Now, if you're watching us on Facebook, we want you to share this program with your friends and family and send us stars. We need your financial support to help us bring this kind of intelligent, articulate conversations to the microphones. If you're watching us on YouTube, we want you to go on and subscribe. If you're watching us on Roku TV, we want you to download our app, and we'll sit right there next to Hulu and Netflix and all of the giants, because we too are getting out all over the world. We're being seen in over 139 countries. And so We Believe Digital is in the main highway right along with everyone else. But now what's really different about our broadcasting studio is that we have our very own platform. We didn't come into the marketplace to just be on Facebook and YouTube. We came into the marketplace to build a platform that was similar, but that was more impressive. And I think we have done that. You see, We Believe the digital platform will allow us to have 10 to 20 ministers being live at 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. You see, WLBT and WJTV and CNN can't do that. They can bring you one program at a time. But the unique difference between them and We Believe Digital platform is that every minister, every individual who is desirous will have their own channel, and all of their information will be archived there for eternity. So if you have church members that like Bishop Crudup over at New Horizon, but they want to see Jerry Young at New Hope Baptist Church, they can see both. They can toggle between New Horizon and New Hope on Sunday mornings and watch both of them. And so we are uniquely different in that regard. You know, last evening I was watching the life story of Ida B. Williams, and I just was fascinated. And so one of the things that it reminded me of, that if that program had not been on YouTube, I would never have known. And so, you know, these are the kinds of things that we plan on doing today. This program will be archived for eternity. So your kids and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren can come back and view it at their leisure and talk about how things were in Mississippi in 2023. Now, let me turn to my guest, Miss Vera Hall. How are you, Vera?
I am doing well. How are you doing, Mr. Garrett?
I'm doing well. It's so good to have you in the studio.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me.
I want you to tell the viewers a little bit about who you are, where you come from, and how you got to this point.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I am Vera Hall, and I'm a native of Fayette, Mississippi. And so I got to this point by wanting to pursue the American dream, wanting to be a part of this American society. And so by doing so, I attended college. And so I attended Alcorn State University, which is an HBCU. After graduating from Alcorn State, I attended several other colleges as well. And so fast forwarding, I ended up being a contractor. So I am a licensed contractor for the state of Mississippi.
Now, Vera, I understand that you were recognized a couple of years ago as the Outstanding Minority Enterprise of the Year. How did you get that award?
Oh my. Okay, so I guess I could say hard work, tears, perseverance. All of that goes into the SBA. I was Mississippi's SBA Small Business Person of the Year for 2020. And that award allowed me to grow. And so what initially happened is I started from the kitchen table. And so starting my business from the kitchen table and then growing. And so I moved from Fayette. Well, I still have the home office, of course, but I moved from Fayette to Jackson. And so with that, the business expanded. I started getting more opportunities for contracts and for contracting opportunities.
How, I know you wouldn't know, you're not the keeper of this record, but do you see many female-owned construction businesses?
Well, I do not. The females that I do meet, there are few. Normally, when we go into a pre-bid meeting or a construction meeting, there are all men. And if it's me and my project manager or my safety, we're the only two females in there. Or I'm the only female in there if I have my superintendent or if I have someone else. It's just me. And so we're not, the mass here, so we are the minority.
Well, yeah, and in this industry, you are really the minority because this is a relationship business.
Yes.
And it's hard for African American males to have relationships with Europeans, and so I would imagine that it's even more difficult for a female owner to have the necessary relationships to move forward.
Well, it is somewhat difficult, and because we're in the, like you said earlier, we're in the Deep South, and we have these traditions, that where the woman place, in their opinion, where the woman place should be, and so with that mindset, we have a lot of obstacles that we have to overcome because of that traditional mindset, and so. A lot of people just cannot fathom that I am a female, that I'm a contractor, and then I always get this question, so you're hammering the nail, so you're operating the dozer, and I'm like, yeah, but I also hire people to do this work, and there are also other people who need work as well, subcontractors who do not have the licensing to bond or to bid, and then I'm able to provide jobs and to help a lot of people achieve their goals.
Well, tell me a little bit about your business and your specialties, and geographically, where do you perform?
Okay, so my business is called Innovative Performance Construction Company, and we are, because we're 8A certified, and that's a small disadvantaged business certification with the Small Business Administration, so we're also woman-owned and hub zone, and so because of this, there are set-asides in the federal government set aside for us, and so we bid a lot on levee work. And so when I say levee work, that's erosion control, bank stabilization, riser pipe. And I know a lot of people probably don't understand that, but that's just moving dirt out the way, putting in a pipe, covering it back up, and making it pretty with some rocks and some grass, okay?
Yeah. Do you actually have to design the project, or how does that work?
Well, when we do most of our work with the Corps of Engineers, they have their own engineers who design the projects. We just have to follow the the plans
Okay.
and specifications.
Okay. Do you do any work with USDA and NRCS?
And I'm sorry, I just said the Corps, I guess, because they're the biggest vendor. They're our largest vendor. But yes, we have done work with USDA. We were recognized in the USDA newsletter for a project that we did. Yes, for a project we did in Coffeyville, and so we were recognized as completing the project on time and within budget, and providing the what they needed to channel the water in another direction. So we've done work with USDA and RCS. We've also done some state projects. We've done quite a bit.
So how long have you been in business?
We've been in business for 11 years. So when I say 11 years, don't think, oh, she's been running that construction company for 11 years. It took about 3 to 5 years to actually get started, to establish the relationships and to really go out. Because I had fear. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody was telling me, a woman not supposed to do that. You don't know what you're doing. You need to go get you a job. They hiring at Alcorn. Go do something. So when you hear all of that, you have to get past all of that.
You do. And it really takes some risk-taking and some courage. And
it takes money, okay? It's going to take some money. I didn't have a grandpa that left me a couple of $1 billion for me to go buy some equipment and start and go get some land and start a development. That is not my story.
And starting in Fayette, Mississippi,
exactly,
in itself is the challenge as well.
Exactly.
But there are not many role models and peers down there that you can glean from, grow, and meet with on a continuous basis. One of the things that I find as a business person is that it's a lonely environment. There's no one to really talk to say, well, this is the way I did this 5 years ago. This is the kind of situations that I was involved in, and this is how I was able to manage and navigate that water. And so it's most of the time you got to go with what you think.
Yeah.
You got to make the call.
And you got to go with it.
And you got to live with it.
Exactly. And a lot of, just to give you, for those who are listening and don't understand what we're talking about. So just for example, we bid a project, and I'm going to give you an example from my perspective. I bid a project. We bid this project. We thinking everything is fine. You get into this project, there are unforeseen costs. And so with unforeseen costs, you have to eat that cost. And when I say eat that cost, whatever that cost is, you have to pay for it, whether it come out of your profit or whatever. So after all of this is said and done, and you look back over your books and you see that you have a loss. So a lot of people, when they see a loss, they give up. You know what? I can't do this no more. This is not for me. I'm going on to something else. But for those of us who've stayed in the trenches and who endured it, that can cripple you when you have a loss. And sometimes we take losses and we try not to, but it's human error.
Some of the largest companies in the world are facing losses, and we hear big businesses going bankrupt and going out of business every day. I mean, the number of businesses that were closing during the pandemic was historic in terms of the number of businesses that found that they could no longer navigate this water. So it's a tough deal.
It is. It really is.
Now, Vera, you are an Alcornite. So how did you enjoy your days at the reservation?
Well, those days were great, okay, because I ended up enrolling or becoming a member of the best sorority ever. Whoa. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Oh, the pink and green.
That's right. I saw your sign, so you're a Kappa, so how were your days at all?
Oh, I enjoyed it. They were the best days of my life.
Yes.
Alcorn is a very, very special place. Mm-hmm. It was an environment that was more family than anything else. We got to know one another. We couldn't drive around town. We had to find our activities with each other.
Exactly.
And therefore, we bonded and became more like a family when I was there.
Yeah, and it was like that when I was there as well.
Yeah.
It's more family oriented, and I like the when I was there, we had a president by the name of Dr. Bristow. So he wanted to rename it from the reservation to the academic resort. And we could not grasp that concept. But now that we're older, we go to these beaches, we go to these resorts, and we understand now what he was trying to do.
Right.
Right, because you have to leave the urban or the suburban area in order to get to the resort. And when you see it, it's beautiful. You would just have to visit the campus and see what we're talking about.
Well, I tell you, I enjoyed my time there, and I have a lot of memories and made a lot of friends down at Alcorn. Actually, I think the term "who dat" originated at Alcorn State.
Are you serious?
It absolutely did. Who dat talk about beating them braves.
Right.
It originated with Alcorn, and of course, the world stole it, and the Saints.
Now they
monetized it.
Exactly.
Right. So it was an Alcorn accomplishment. And I remember that Jack Spink was the first person to play in the NFL, and he was just an outstanding person down at Alcorn State University. So I got a lot of great memories. We're getting ready to go to a commercial break here in just a moment, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Ms. Hall about some things that she's involved in at Alcorn State University that she wants to make the community aware of. Now, you're watching Socrates Garrett Live, and we're broadcasting live all over the world. If you're on Facebook, we want you to share this program with your friends and family. On YouTube, we want you to subscribe. On We Believe Digital, we want you to hit the donate button. Now, we'll be right back after this moment.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
Socrates Garrett ENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. Socrates Garrett ENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Welcome back to Socrates Garrett Live. We're broadcasting live from right here in Jackson, Mississippi, in the heart of the Deep South. You know, Mississippi is my home. You know, Mississippi is a beautiful state with beautiful beaches and an environment and a climate that it's 65 to 70 degrees out here today, just absolutely gorgeous. The lakes and the streams are just really magnificent. The mighty Pearl River flows right down through our capital city. Our interstate commerce should be the number one thing for Jackson, Mississippi, and that I-55 and I-20 intersect right here in our city. Now, we remain last on a lot of different things, but we have moments and we have individuals that triumph and move on to do great things. My guest today, Vera Hall, is one of those individuals that has fought her way through all of the maze, all of the obstacles to become a successful contractor, recognized by the Small Business Administration as the Small Business Person of the Year, a firm that has done business not only with the Corps of Engineers, but USDA and NRCS and other giants in this industry. She's done a lot of work at Alcorn State University as well. And she has a very diversified firm, and she's a diversified individual that stays up late, gets up early, and she's involved in a lot of different things. And we talked about her business a bit on the first segment of our show. This time I want to switch gears a little bit because as African Americans, we have a responsibility to give back. And we have to get involved with those that are coming after us, and we have to support those individuals that are trying to make a difference. So now I want to learn a little bit about the Vera Hall, the V Hall Foundation that
Yes.
you've created. How and why did you create a foundation?
Well, it's simple. I created a foundation to be able to help communities, to be able to help those underprivileged communities. When you have a business, there are so many people come to the business asking for donations, asking for sponsorships, asking for all different types of in-kind services and things of that nature. And sometimes our businesses, we just can't pull from that operating expense and things of that nature to help our community. But if we help through a foundation or through a nonprofit ministry, I think it would benefit the entire community as a whole.
Well, I agree with you. We're often called on, often called on, because our community does not have a lot of places to draw from. They see you and they see me as business people, and so they call. I know this is Black History Month, and we're both challenged to be speaking in different places and giving and supporting various things, because the Bible said to whom much is given,
much is required.
Much is required, and so you're answering that call. Now today, you're talking about a spring mixer that you're promoting. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you're doing with this?
Yes. So the spring mixer is a spring mixer that we're featuring Jacqueline Carr, and Jacqueline Carr is a Grammy-nominated. She was nominated for a Grammy Award for her album, and many of you may know her for the song "You Will Win." Greater is coming. So that's Jacqueline Carr. So she has. We've invited her to come to Jackson, Mississippi, and she has agreed graciously to come. And she will be here April 29th and at the New Jerusalem Church under pastor by Bishop Pickett. And the V Hall Foundation is sponsoring this event. And we are planning to send all proceeds that we receive to the Alcorn State University Tomorrow Club. And this will help with our alma mater, which is an HBCU, in doing Black History Month. This will be a great time for you to donate or to give. Now, I know many of you saying, look, I don't want to be in a crowd. COVID just left. It's going to be a lot of people there. Yes, yes, yes. But if you want to donate and you can't come or you don't want to come, still purchase a ticket. That money will go to the university. We're planning to present a check to the university. We'll have it all on social media so that you will see. And so if you would just go to Eventbrite to the 2023 Spring Mixer featuring Grammy nominee Jacqueline Carr and just purchase a couple of tickets. If you want to donate $50, then purchase 2 tickets. If you want to donate $100, then purchase 4 tickets, or $200. The numbers goes up. So that's how we want you to be able to help donate to this great cause. We also have sponsor packages. We have the platinum sponsor, we have the gold sponsor, and we have the silver sponsor. Now, all of these sponsorship package comes with VIP seating. It comes with a meet and greet to meet Jacqueline Carr after the concert. Comes with signage, logos, your company, your name, black will be plastered everywhere. So if you want to be a part of this is a great opportunity for you to give.
Well, I've heard the song, and I've certainly never met the artist, but I am so impressed with African Americans and the recognition that we're getting today. I understand that even Beyonce just broke every record.
My God, did you see that?
I missed it, but I'm getting the details on it, and it said that she just absolutely just was fantastic.
Well, I saw the photos on social media, and then, you know what? She has a great marketing team. She plans all of this right on point. She announced her Renaissance tour with a $1,000 ticket purchase, and then turn around and she wins a Grammy, and then she becomes the first woman to win 33 Grammys. So just awesome. African American women doing their things. And so Jacqueline Carr, she's a Dove Winner Award. She's a Grammy nominee award winner. She was featured in a national museum. I mean, just doing great and awesome things.
And while we probably won't get Beyonce in Jackson, we will have Miss Carter.
We will have Jacqueline Carr, yes.
And so it's important that we support this event.
Yes.
I mean, these funds are critically important to students and to HBCUs, et cetera. So just what is the need in HBCUs today?
Well, let me start by saying, when you go to a 5-star school, it's a totally different environment than an HBCU. You can see the economic disparities. You know, we also know that there's an economic disparity between blacks and other races and what our income ranges from. So we know that most blacks cannot give on that level that a 5-star school alumni could give. So this is why we do fundraisers. This is why we are asking for money. And so the need at our HBCU at Alcorn State University is not only for our athletes, which we are, this is the Tomorrow Club, the field, you know, they want the turf field. They want new locker rooms. They want field houses and all of that. But, you know, that's going to go into millions and millions of dollars. And so what we're doing is just sowing a seed, in a sense, essentially, because there's no way, you know, with God's grace, that we will be able to raise $1 billion at one concert. But consistency, you know, we'll get there.
Yes, and we've always operated on faith.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
and Alcorn has an outstanding record of performance and achievement in athletics. Now, I know Deion Sanders kind of came into the marketplace and stole all of the limelight from other HBCUs, and deservedly so, because he really turned the program around and really did an excellent job with that. And so, but Alcorn before that had been SWAC champions. I think we were talking about 6-peat one time.
Exactly. We were definitely dominating.
We were dominating, so it was time for Deion or some new blood to come in and shake it up a bit. But how do you think Coach McNair is going to prepare for the upcoming challenge? And I don't want to move beyond basketball, because I was there with Davey Whitney, and we were NIA champions in Kansas City every year. And so that was before we could play in the NCAA tournament.
Okay.
And so I don't want to go by that. I saw where Alcorn's basketball team was doing quite well. Actually, I think they defeated Jackson State in the last encounter.
And last year they were SWAC champions.
Is that right?
Right. And so, you know, the locker rooms and the turf and the field and all that, all of the athletes will benefit from it. It's just not football. All of them will benefit. All of them will be able to practice on it. All of them will be able to use, even the band will be able to go out there and use the field, and the players will be able to use the locker rooms and things of that nature. So it's just not for football, but it's for all of the athletes. We want to let them know that we care. And so Deion he ignited a fire. What he did was he ignited a fire with some Alcornites, some alumni that said, you know what, it's time for us to step up for our university. So Steve McNair, not Steve, which is Fred's brother, Fred McNair, and I went to school with Steve, by the way. So Fred, he was at the signing, of course, to talk about the new players that they have that have signed on to Alcorn. We were there at the Reservoir Point the other night, and he is excited. He's excited about this football season that's coming up. He's excited about the recruits that they recruiting and they have coming on board. The athletic director is on board. All of them, the A Club, all of them were all excited about the Jacqueline Carr concert, that someone else is willing to step outside of their comfort zone and help their alma mater. And so that's what the V Hall Foundation is doing. Instead of Innovative Performance Construction, the V Hall Foundation is stepping out to help the community in need. And I see Wells Fest, they do that. They're a nonprofit, help communities with their fundraisers. And so it's no different than what we're doing. We're just doing the same thing, but we're sending the first launch to our alma mater.
Well, I think it's critically important that you do that. Somebody has to show the way so that it can be done,
Yes.
and bold enough to step out and bring this type of quality, this type of artist to Mississippi.
And we need it.
Oh.
I mean, we're getting over COVID. We have so many deaths and these murders and all of this stuff going on. We need some sensibility here, okay?
And tell me about her hit song again. What's it called?
Greater is coming and you will win.
Greater is coming and you will win.
So we have to be encouraged. We have to know that God is with us. God will not leave us, and that we will win. It may look like it, but with faith, all things are possible.
All things are possible, and that's why we take Alcorn State University with a student enrollment of 2,000, 3,000,
Yes.
I don't know, somewhere in there. And we compete with the larger universities. Jackson State, I believe, has 7,500 to 8,000 kids. And so as a small university, we've held our own.
Yes, we have.
We put forth quality in every field, in education, in all our academic fields, as well as our athletic fields as well.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
tell me about women's sports at Alcorn and HBCUs in general. I don't hear as much about that as guys. We always talking football.
I know,
You know,
I know.
but there are substantial women's program in HBCUs.
Yes. So all across, Alcorn has they have the tennis, the volleyball, they have baseball. Like Alcorn has all of these, and of course basketball. They have all of these athletics that's going on, and all of them are needed on our campus. All of them need help on our, on our HBCU campuses. And so the only thing I have not seen that I saw where Southern University won the bowling SWAC championship.
Okay.
I have not heard if Alcorn has a bowling team or not. So that's
something
what
we need to look into
Yes,
then.
we definitely need to look into
But
that.
tell me about that campus. It's underneath the shades. It's just a beautiful layout at Alcorn.
Well, Medgar Evers met his beautiful wife there.
Is that right?
Yes. So they met at Alcorn. She was a student there. They met. They got married. I mean, so many other. Isn't it awesome?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And Charles Evers went to Alcorn.
And
I
Charles
believe played
Evers
football there as well.
Exactly. And so it is so beautiful. It is so romantic on the campus, but I'm thankful to say we do not have a high pregnancy rate on campus. Everybody is within sensibility and doing what they need to do to maintain their academic excellence. So we strive for excellence.
Vera, we're about out of time. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, we run out of time, but I would like for you to have any parting remarks that you made in regards to anything you'd like to say, but specifically about your spring mixer.
Yes, the spring mixer is April 29th at New Jerusalem Church, and the address for the church is 5708 Old Canton Road in Jackson, Mississippi. And we're asking that you go to the Eventbrite, click on the 2003 Jacqueline Carr Spring Mixer Concert, and just donate by purchasing tickets.
Thank you so much.
You're
It's such a
welcome.
pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's a
This has
pleasure
been
to be here.
Socrates Garrett Live. You stay safe out there. Until next time, good day. Good evening. I'm Socrates Garrett, and we're broadcasting live